All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to discuss proper exercise selection and mindset, especially as it relates to sport performance. I mean, this is very appropriate to be discussing for really any type of progression for exercise, whether you have been squatting for 20 years or your first workout in the gym is going to involve squatting. You can always revisit setup, technique, the intricacies of a pattern. But to get even deeper, selecting your exercises and progressions is more important. So if we use the squat as an example, am I ready to be squatting? Well, in my day, I might not be ready to squat. I may be that person who's been squatting for 20 years. It's a foundation in my program. But I may wake up and I might be really stiff in my ankles, or I might be really stiff in my hips. And so I need to address those limitations or restrictions in my body before I squat if I really want to optimize what I get from squatting. Now, I could just ignore how I feel, get on the bar, do some sets, acknowledge I feel a little shitty, I feel a little stiff, and just push through the workout. I'm still gonna have some gains, but those gains come at a sacrifice. So what am I gonna sacrifice? I might sacrifice my true potential for strength. I may increase my risk of injury. I may make myself even more sore and more stiff and more tight for the next workout tomorrow. So there's all these pros and cons I need to weigh and put values to. I might also have time constraints. So I need to decide how much time and how much value to place into each portion of my workout or the exercises I select. So it's this big complex picture that we could look at and maybe get lost in or kind of have a path on our way through. So I want to try to give you a path, a blueprint. This foundation, this blueprint can apply to any workout. And it can apply to just one exercise in learning and progressing technique. So take this idea and apply it to your own workouts. Let me know if it's working well for you. So here's the idea. The idea is to take your primary lifts in your workout and regress them down into the warm-up. Regress is just taking steps backwards to make them easier. So for instance, if I was gonna do just like a bodyweight squat. Let's say a bodyweight squat, an air squat, is a primary exercise in my program. Well, a few things are happening here. One, I'm focused on keeping my torso tall, which means all the muscles in my back need to be strong and awake and firing. My ankles, knees, and hips, all three joints in my lower body are changing angles. Triple extension, flexion, extension. So this whole unit has individual areas that we could focus on, okay? My feet are acting inside of my shoes on the floor. My hip muscles are keeping my knees from collapsing inward. So there's all these little aspects. We think about a warm-up. What should we put in the warm-up? Regressed patterning that completes a squat. So let's go through a couple of those really quick. We talked about triple extension, ankles. I do some calf raises. I could do some toe raises. I could stretch my calf. Now we have a mobilization exercise and a stabilization exercise. I'm stretching to become more mobile, and then I'm strengthening the joint or stabilizing the joint by doing a strength pattern. Same goes down into the knees. Some big actions for the knees are how well our quads are functioning, how well our adductors are functioning, as well as our hamstrings. So we could do a quad stretch and a hamstring and an adductor stretch. Let's do them all at one time. We'll go to that half kneeling position. I'm gonna push forward, squeeze my butt, tuck my pelvis. I got a beautiful quad stretch. I'm just gonna hold it for 5 seconds. I'm gonna rock back, put a lot of weight back onto my foot and toes, load that foot like it will on a squat. Let's push forward one more time and raise the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna make one adjustment to our position. We're going to turn the feet straight ahead in a wide stance. Do one reach down to the floor for a hamstring stretch. And then turn, and we're going to do our half kneeling position to the other side. Just tuck the pelvis, drive forward, get a nice quad and hip flexor stretch. Let's hold it for 5. Let's rock back, break the stretch in the quad, load the foot. Let's push forward again. Go ahead and raise that heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the foot down, stand up, toes forward. Let's touch the floor one more time for that hamstring stretch. Fantastic. And the first portion of the body I mentioned in our squat was our spine being tall and strong. So let's do 2 exercises to really ignite our core front and back. We'll just do a real basic elbow plank for 10 seconds. Elbow plank. I want to feel my belly muscles. I want to feel the front of my core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to lay down on my stomach and I'm going to do alternating reaches. So I'm going to raise my right hand and my left foot and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the other side. Left arm, right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Let's review what we just did. We thought about how we should progress our exercises. We thought about the complexity of the big skills in the workout. And then we did a warm-up that involved regressed movement patterns of the squat. There's your blueprint. Look in the middle and end of the workout. Find the biggest, most complex, hardest parts of the workout. Draw from those to build your warm-up. Smaller, easier, less complex versions of the main lifts make up your warm-up. A couple of sets to feel your body, a couple of sets to start sweating and warming up, and a couple of sets to make sure you realize if there's anything you need to take care of. Does something feel tight? Does something feel off? Should I grab a foam roller? Once you've really warmed yourself up, you've activated your body, you've mobilized and stabilized, you've developed positions, you've taken a few moments to really reflect on how you feel, you translate now into the bigger part of your workout. That's the blueprint. A proper warm-up, a proper preparation of your body, and a proper thought process and foreshadow of the main or challenging portions of the workout. That's your warm-up. And then you dive into the task or the challenging portions of the warm-up. All right, y'all, try that blueprint out. Think about regressing exercises. Try to find easier versions before you do your harder versions. You're definitely going to get more out of your harder versions. Talk to you soon.